What is going on, guys? It is CH from Homebrew for Life. And today we are doing two things. First thing, we're coming out of the dark lager closet. I'm a huge fan of Schwarzbiers. We're always drinking them. We've made videos with them, but we've never brewed one from scratch. And second, we are gonna see if we can lager with the Anvil cooling system in San Diego, where it's about 70 degrees in my garage right now. And spoiler alert, if you partake in our live stream channel, you know, the Hoppy Hour, then you already know the answer to that second question. So make sure you're subscribed, and if you're not, I'm gonna go ahead and get you. The same way Paul Bunyan got his blue ox. As I was hanging out in my personal sanctuary the other day, you know, minding my own business in my own private library, reading craft beer and brewing magazine, and they have this recipe I'm gonna use as a template. I'm gonna tweak it a little bit, but I'm gonna go off it. Let's talk about building this recipe and stay tuned, because at the end we'll talk about the do's and the don'ts. If you guys need some cash and you want me to Venmo you some cash, add me on Venmo. It's at thebrewshow. Mom. All right, first things first, huge shout out to Anvil for sending us the Crucible, but we aren't going to use it for this video. Stay tuned to this channel for a future review on this fermenter. I just can temperature control easier with the Anvil bucket, but let's stay focused. Let's talk about the water profile. I am done brewing with RO water. I'm just using distilled water all the way from here on out. I don't really know if it tastes better, if it's a placebo, or if I just have more peace of mind as a brewer having complete control over my water profile, but I'm sticking with distilled water. If you want a full take on my water chemistry, then click right here. But using distilled water is an advantage we have over commercial brewers, since we don't need to use that much of it. We are going for a very soft water profile today. We're using roasted grains, so I'm gonna need some food grade chalk to balance out our pH so it won't be too acidic. Shout out to Maury at Booze Brothers for coming through. 2 scale, Game Strong fam. 1 scale for grams and ounces, and the other big one for pounds of grain. 15 grams, half an ounce, however you want to chalk it up. And I'm just gonna add it to all 4 gallons of Strike. Give it a good stir. I switch between gas and electric, but today I'm on the Anvil Foundry electric system. You hear that chime? You hear that magic chime? For the grain profile, we are gonna mix it up just a little bit. Instead of the Bohemian Pilsner, I'm just gonna go with 2-row to save me a couple bucks. And I'm gonna hit my local homebrew store for all the specialty grains. 6 pounds 2-row, 1 pound Victory, 1 pound Caramunich, 12 ounces pale chocolate malt, 8 ounces Carafa III. Hop on your mill game. I mill twice for every batch. Another advantage homebrewers have over commercial brewers. I'm gonna eyeball 2 handfuls of rice hulls and just stir it with my hands. Rice hulls never hurt anybody. Stir it really good. I always just pull from the bottom, bring it up to the top. I'm gonna get my mash going at 152 for however long your little heart's desires. I know some people mash in for 15 minutes, and I know some brewers who mash in for 60 minutes. I did get a new pump, since I didn't like having 150 degree warts circulating through my plastic Anvil pump, but this pump is way too much of a beast. Way too strong. After I spilled once and burned myself twice, I just went back to Mother Gravity. Always remember that gravity is free. It works when the power goes out, and it has been undefeated since the history of mankind. Hops, no stranger to danger. Saaz hops. I'm just going straight off the magazine for this. Probably the most accessible hop to buy for lagers. 3 ounces of these warlocks. All right for the yeast. So the recipe calls for Yeast Bohemian Lager. But recently, I was at Craft Coast in Oceanside, California. I was drinking their beers, and they had an amazing dark lager on. I asked Blake, the owner, what yeast he was using for this, and he told me Safe Lager 3470. It is a dry yeast, so I'm comfortable buying it off Amazon. It came in a 3-pack for an affordable price. All right, on to the process. Today, we are going where no Homebrew for Life video has ever gone before, because today we are using Cinnamar. Cinnamar is what guarantees the key to the city for ultra dark beers like black IPAs, porters, stouts, and dark lagers. Ever tried to brew a black IPA before, but it came out looking like an amber, and then all your friends took you off their MySpace top 8? Well, that all could have been avoided with 1 ounce of Cinnamar to your batch of beer. Cinnamar is a concentrated form of Carafa, used primarily for dark food coloring, but it does stem from dark malt, so it's gonna add a bunch of roastiness flavors. 1 ounce of Cinnamar will make up your 5-gallon batch of beer black, blacker than my liver, blacker than the inside of a coffin at midnight. But let's not forget our hop schedule. Grab this little barrage right here to help out with some clarity. Weigh out 2 ounces of Saaz. Pitch it right in right when you see your wort starting to rumble. Next hop addition is at 20 minutes. This will keep our beer around 20 IBUs. And then here we go, the key to the city, Cinnamar at flame out. And then you know the rest from here, fam. Bippity boppity braj. This is what it looks like. For those who have been watching this channel, know that I'm obsessed with this 60 quart cooler. I've had it forever. It helps me with my chilling, my lagering, going through my second divorce, and overall temperature control. I've been living here for 5 years and all the neighbors still come by and ask if I'm making meth or beans. Nope. No meth, no beans. Just a barrage in his dark lager. Back on the gravity train, racking into my anvil bucket via a strainer and a funnel. I'm gonna pitch 2 of my yeast packets since I have 3, and I remember back in the day that you're not supposed to make a yeast starter with dry yeast. I have no idea why. Maybe it's an old wives' tale. Let me know. Let me know in the comments section behind this mindset, and I'll buy you an ice cream cone in the next lifetime. Here is the anvil cooling system, and it's all ready to go since I used the ice to chill. If you want a full review on that, click here, and it is awesome. I'm short on my gravity for whatever reason, and I forgot to add DME to compensate, but it's all good since I'm brewing 4% and 5% beers all summer. All right, the next day, quick heads up. I don't really trust the back of any yeast packet's recommended temperature. I mean, look at this. Temperature range, 48 to 71, but ideally 53 to 59. Yeah, that doesn't work for me. So what I do is I spend the following day adjusting the temperature to get the perfect spot on temperature. I will bring it as low as 50 degrees and just start from there and work my way up. This is the next day, so I should have activity in my airlock. And this can suck. We've all been here. I got 0 activity at 50 degrees. So I brought it up to 60 degrees and it went crazy, but only for a couple of minutes. Then I brought it back down to 53 and the airlock started going crazy again. And I kept it there for 10 days. After 10 days, I brought it back to the mid 60s for 2 more days. Then I kegged it off and it tasted great. So I immediately started murdering pints of it. Speaking of murdering pints, this is probably the time of the video we should kick it off with a So that's pretty much it, guys. Great beer all around. I'll talk about the lagering process more on the live stream, but it's a very easy lager to do. It's a dark lager. Darker beers are just more forgiving. And we don't really have to worry about diacetyl rest because with the grain bill and the Cinnamar, butterscotch is kind of a flavor that's very easy to hide with this style, but it tastes just like the Schwarzbier that I buy. Final gravity was 1009, so the ABV is 4.3. It's short of the recipe that I followed along with, but easy fix. Just drink more beer. I'm still not too sure how I didn't hit my gravity. We had a great sparge. I always take my time to do about a 45-minute sparge. I milled 2 times, I stirred for clumps, I added rice holes. Maybe I just got too much wort. Maybe I just sparged too long and started out closer with 6.5 gallons. The electric systems aren't as strong as the gas systems, not even close. So maybe it doesn't burn off a gallon per hour like I'm used to. I still did use gelatin. This beer is so dark, I don't even know if it matters. I have nothing to gain or lose by doing my own honest beer reviews. I don't own a brewery. I don't own a tasting room. I have no reason at all to hype up my beer. I'd probably just use gelatin again just to avoid the haze, the turbidity. Now it just needs a name. Whoever comes up with a name in the comments section that makes me hashtag LOL the loudest, I'll give you a shout out in the next video. This video took me a while to edit. This video took about 6 weeks to make, so I really appreciate